Before the United States officially entered World War II, a group of daring American pilots took to the skies, not over Europe or the Pacific, but over China. They weren't part of the US military. They were volunteers. Their mission? Help defend China from relentless Japanese air attacks. These men became known as the Flying Tigers. In 1941, as Japan expanded its brutal war across Asia, China was in desperate need of help. That's when Claire Lee Chennault, a retired U.S. Army Air Corps officer and aviation advisor to the Chinese government, came up with a bold idea: form an elite group of American pilots to fight in China. With the quiet support of the U.S. government, the Chinese nationalist leader Chiang Kai-shek approved the plan. Thus, the American Volunteer Group, or AVG, was born. Though the U.S. wasn't at war with Japan yet, nearly 300 American pilots and ground crew members were secretly recruited from the U.S. military. They resigned their commissions and signed one-year contracts to work under the Chinese Air Force. Their cover story? They were employees of a private company called Camco, the Central Aircraft Manufacturing Company. The recruits traveled to Burma and southern China, where they trained under Chennault's strict and innovative guidance. He emphasized tactics that would give their underpowered planes an edge against Japanese Zeros, like diving attacks and avoiding dogfights. They flew the Curtiss P-40 Warhawk, a tough but less maneuverable aircraft. To boost morale and intimidation, they painted shark faces on the noses of their planes, an image that would become legendary. The Flying Tigers first entered combat in December 1941, just weeks after Pearl Harbor. They quickly made headlines with their impressive kill-to-loss ratio. Despite being heavily outnumbered and flying older planes, the Tigers achieved over 290 confirmed aerial kills in just 7 months. They protected Chinese cities, supply routes, and morale at a time when few others could. Chinese civilians saw them as heroes. Pilots who crash-landed were often hidden or rescued by locals, many risking their own lives to help the Americans. In July 1942, the Flying Tigers were officially disbanded. The U.S. had entered the war, and the AVG was absorbed into the U.S. Army Air Forces as the 14th Air Force, with Chennault still in command. Though the AVG was short-lived, its impact was enormous. It boosted morale in both China and the United States. The Flying Tigers became symbols of courage, ingenuity, and international cooperation. To this day, they are remembered not just as warriors, but as defenders of a people far from home, fighting for a cause greater than themselves. The Flying Tigers were more than just pilots. They were a bold experiment in alliance, a secret mission that became legend, and a reminder that even before war officially began, some were already willing to fight.